Is there a moment, an event that you went to, a plane that you took where you thought, yeah, I did it? Or like, Lil Mark would be so proud of me right now.
Yeah, there's also been times that I've crashed and burned on stage.
Okay, let's talk about those.
And you know what?
Let's talk about both.
Well, yeah, you know what a sad comment is? You kind of remember the crash and burns more than you do. I remember one event in particular, though, tremendous success. It would happen to be in Salt Lake City, and it's for a large multi-level marketing company. And it was it was in the Salt Lake City Convention Center. And it was one of those things that it just clicked. It just clicked. I'm on stage and the crowd is just roaring. They're laughing. They're having a great time. Everything is just going great. The gentleman who was the MC the event, I'd had dinner with him a couple nights before. We had a funny story we were able to share. And it was just, it was one of those electrical moments. Now, this is what's interesting. I left that stage, standing ovation, and you really think you've made it. 5 months later, I had the lowest of lows.
And when was this?
On a big stage. This is probably about 7 or 8 years ago.
So not even that long ago.
Not even that. Maybe only 6 years ago now.
Okay.
I go from the highest to the lowest. And here's why. I allowed the highest to now, I've made it. I'm good. I can crush this. I can crush anything. I can crush anything. And I literally got on a stage about 5 months later. Thought I could just wing it. Yeah. Hey, don't get me wrong. I did great. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't even close. Mm-hmm. And it taught me a lesson. It doesn't matter how good you think you are. You got to prep and prep and prep for each event that you do. Mm-hmm. Because what happened was I got drunk on my success. And I allowed it to get the best of me.
Why did you feel, or how did you know that didn't go as well as you had thought it would?
I'm sitting there going through, and I'm going, wait a minute, I'm losing track of where I'm at. I'm like, no, this is not. I thought, well, I'll just do a little of this story, a little of that story, a little of this, and like, no, it didn't have a structural flow, and it was just a big mistake. There are 2 times that I can say I didn't do well on stage. That was one of them. Another one was an event, and I'll never forget because it was myself and 4 others that I knew who were speaking. And that morning, I allowed myself to believe that, one of us is going to bomb. One of us is going to bomb. One of us is going to bomb. And I allowed that to become my psyche. Unfortunately, I was the one that didn't do well. My time had got cut short. It was just a lot of things that were collapsing in, and I lost sight. I lost the mental psyche, because again, so much of what we do in life is mental preparation.